Hi, it's Bethany and welcome to today's video. So today I am so excited to be moving in to my brand new 7x9 hourly Plum Paper Planner. I am really excited about this book. It is an hourly again, which my other larger one was completed, and so it was time to move into a new book anyway. And although I love the larger size, we are going to be going back to work soon, and that thing was just kind of a monster when it comes to grab and go. And so I decided to go with the 7x9 for this planner just to make traveling with it a little bit easier. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get all moved into this new planner. The stickers I'm going to be using today are all from Sammy Doodle Designs. She has an Etsy shop. I'll put the name right on the screen here so you can see it nice and easy. I also do have a discount code for Sammy Doodle, so I'll put that on the screen as well if you want to check out these stickers for yourself. And then there's also a link in the description box below. So if this looks like fun, which I think it does, and you want to check them out for yourself, head on over to Etsy and check out Sammy Doodle Designs. But what I got is I got the vinyl name. So here is just my name. I'm going to use that on this first page. But what I'm really excited for is the kit that essentially goes through all of the pieces of setting up all of the pages in the first part of the planner. And so we have all of the days, all the months written out, as well as some special day sticker. And I believe the kit actually comes with 2 sheets, so you can do both pages. So I'll show you what that looks like once we get there. But I thought that this was really cool, and I love that the colors all match the modern color scheme. I think she also does have them for the regular colorful as well. So either way, you're gonna be set up pretty well to move in with this kind of sticker. Next, I also got the SMART goal sheet. So it has an area for all of the goals and then how it is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive, I believe. So if you want to set up SMART goals, I got this too. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use this yet, but I think I might use this for a fitness page towards the back. We'll see. Next, I have these headers for the top of the pages that I am really excited to use, because what was really cool is that Sammy Doodle actually provided some ideas to get you started, or you can customize them. So I actually decided to customize them, and I came up with all of these headers on things that I want to use for those extra note pages in the beginning of the book. So at the time when I ordered this, I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use. I came up with family highlights, projects, YouTube, declutter, reading challenge, and fitness goals. So these are all the things that I'm pretty much just excited to track in my planner. And I figured out once I got to today, I would have figured it out. And I think I do. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I set it up. Okay, so I first want to get started with my name sheet. I guess I call this a name sheet. It's the first page in the book, and it has this area where it says this planner belongs to. And so I want to make sure I get this decal on here. I've seen some folks try to white out the this planner belongs to text, or to white out maybe this down here to get this to fit. But the problem with that is usually the whiteout is actually going to be pulled up when you take off the backing. So instead, I'm not going to do that. No whiteout here. I'm just going to stick the name on as best I can, and I'm fine if it covers some of that text above and below. The other thing that I thought was really cool that Sam included with the vinyl decal is instructions on actually how to place it. I have ordered so many of these from other shops, and they never really come with super clear instructions. Sometimes they'll have them, sometimes they won't, but this is really clear on exactly how you should do this. So I'm going to follow the instructions and get this on as nicely as I can. All right, so here's a zoomed out view, but now let's move on to the next page. So on the next page, we have this year at a glance. And what I've used this for in the past has been kids' days off, hockey tournaments, stuff like that. But I've noticed that when I do that, I set it up and I never look at it again. And so I really want this planner to be something that I use. And the more I plan, the more I learn my planning style, what I use, what I don't use, what I like, and what I don't like. And so what I think that I'm going to actually use this for is for tracking workouts. I really like to be able to see months at a time and be like, oh my gosh, yep, I worked out so much. I'm so proud of myself. Or I like to see, wow, Bethany, you better get your butt in gear because you haven't worked out very much. And so I really like to see that. So what I want to do here is I'm going to set up with a mild liner or a marker, basically probably pink and blue for cardio and weightlifting. And then I'll do like a purple on days I do both. And so then I'll go in and mark on days that I again, just the days I work out. It's simple, but I think that I'm going to be using this a lot more if I do that versus just putting in the kids' school schedules. All right, so here's my Amplify planner. I'm still using this for things like pre-planning for videos and then also for my daily. So this book is still something I'm using quite a bit, and I'll still be showing this on my channel as well. But I'm going to just use it to test the different colors that I want to maybe use for doing these dots. So I'm just gonna go in with all of the different blues and pinks so I can decide the ones that I really like best that are gonna get me really excited about working out. So these are the Zig Clean Color Dot Markers, and I've got a link in the description below if you wanna check them out, but they're really cool because you just stamp them and it creates the color. And I'm just trying to find the ones that I think are gonna, like I said, be the best. I really like that one, so that might be a keeper for my blue. All right, that is literally it for this page. I'm just going to leave it and it is good to go. Again, once I start working out, which will probably be sometime maybe August, I'm hopeful, then I will start picking up with tracking workouts there. Okay, so here's where we get into these special days, as I call them in this planner. So what I want to do for this is, again, the kit comes with, on this page, I think you get these two, and you could put here special days, and just cover it. But this is where I'm actually going to use my highlights here. Again, highlights, projects, one of these on each of these. So what I said what I meant when I said we have two is we've got this sheet, and then on the next page, we've got this page, which is pretty much the same identical thing with very slight variations. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up. And the first page I'm going to do is family highlights. And so with family highlights, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick this on top. Make sure I've got it mostly straight. Actually, I'm gonna do a little bit of white out right here just so that it definitely covers. All right, so I'm going to, again, white this out. And I titled this one Family Highlights because what I really like to do is to put in a photo sticker that I make on my little Canon Ivy. I like to stick that here and then just write a couple things that happened that month. Oh, I can't even see it. There we go. I've put a photo here, then right down below it, a couple things that happened for the month. And it's just really cool. It's not like all out like scrapbooking. I don't have the kind of patience for that, but it's really nice to look back and just see some of the things that happened. I'll quick get my 8.5 by 11 and I'll show you what the current book looks like. All right, so here is my 8.5 by 11. So again, I would just put a picture and then write a couple things from the month. And it was just nice to look back and be like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. So I thought this was just really fun. And it is something that I used and kept up with. So if I'm using it and it's working for me, I want to definitely continue to do that. Okay, so next what I want to do is I want to redate all of this to start in June. And so I'm just going to pick up with, again, starting here in June, I'm going to relabel all of these headers. Family highlights are all set up. I think that these stickers turned out super cute. I messed up a little bit. Some of them are a little bit low and you can kind of see the square behind if you look really close, but I don't think it's gonna bother me. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out and I'm very excited for this one. So next on the ideas, plans, goals page, I'm going to date these as well, go through the same process. And this one I've decided I'm going to go with YouTube. I really enjoyed being back here on YouTube. And so for each month, I'm just going to do some tracking on basically just what videos I did so that I can get new ideas for other videos and also just brainstorm when things come to mind. So I think that will work out nicely for these pages. So same thing, I'm just gonna white out on this side and then I'm going to put the YouTube sticker over on the left. And there is my YouTube page, 1 and 2, all ready to go, starting out with June, working my way down. So I'm really excited to fill this out and kind of keep notes of the kind of ideas and video things I come up with. I also have a bunch of these dots that do coordinate, so I'm gonna hang on to these, and I'll probably use them as I start to work in these pages. So that actually takes us through the whole front of the book, but what I do want to do is actually go to the notes pages in the back, and I want to set up some notes pages back here as well with the rest of my headers. I don't want to waste these ideas, and so what I'm going to do is use the rest of the headers for things that I'm working on at the back of the book here as well. So this first one, I'm going to start off with reading challenge, I think. So I am working on the Goodreads reading challenge, and I only chose to do 12 books this year. That would be actually an improvement over last year by far. So I would like to be reading more. I'm mostly staying on track with it. So I just want to continue that and hopefully get my 12 books read for 2021. So here what I'm going to do is just list out the title, probably the author, and then the date I finished it. I think that should do pretty well for this page. Next page, I'm going to fill this one out with projects and then also declutter. So projects, I'll list this one at the top. There we go. So this would probably be house projects, things like that come up that I just need to jot down. Yes, did it, done. And then also decluttering is house related as well. So having these on kind of sister pages, I think is going to work out really nicely. Now I have already gone through and decluttered most of my house, but there are things that need to be re-decluttered, if that is a word. And then also I've noticed that there are just little other nooks and crannies that I kind of want to go deeper with in my decluttering process. So I'm going to keep up with this. I was actually really excited about how I filled out all of my decluttering in my other planner. I had a checklist that I was working down. I was able to check off everything. So I was super proud of myself for that. And I want to keep that going in this book as well. So essentially what I'm doing is taking things that I have used in other planners that I've liked, and I'm just putting them all into one book, and I think it's going to be awesome. On the next page, I'm going to list my fitness goals. And so I'm going to take this page, the sticker, and put it at the top here and list any of my fitness goals. I cannot, though, actually come up with any goals right now because I am still recovering from the surgery, and if I set up any goals right now, it is just going to break my heart to not be able to get started on them. And so instead, I'm going to just set it up and come back to it once I'm ready to set some goals. But I decided that this is where I do want to put those SMART goals. I think this is going to be a great area for that. So I'm going to put down all of these SMART goal stickers. Thank goodness for dot grid. Hopefully it'll let me get them down straight. All right, I think that looks really cool. And then actually I'm also left with an area for notes down below. So I think that's gonna work out really great. Next we have the contacts and the passwords and 2023. And I've honestly decided that I don't want either of these pages. I just don't use them really. I tried using the passwords a little bit at one point, but I just didn't really like having it. It's not, I don't know, it just wasn't as useful. So all I'm gonna do for these is just literally rip them out. Hopefully this doesn't give anyone any heartburn to be ripping things out of a planner, but I'm not gonna use them, don't want them, don't need them, so all those can go. At the back of the book in Plum Paper, of course, we've got our pockets. So I've already started putting in my little stencil and some kits that I'm currently using in the back, as well as this week's kit on the other side of the folder. And then I also have that clear cover for, or what do you call this? The vinyl pocket if I want to put anything else in there. So plenty of storage in this book. As far as the add-ons, I had a question about that. I did not get any add-ons with the exception of these to-do lists. So at the back of every month, I had the dispersed to-do checklists. And so I think it's just called checklists. So I got the dispersed version of that for my add-on with Plum Paper. Of course, everything is personalized, so I didn't really go into all the customizations and stuff that you can do with Plum Paper. I've got plenty of other videos on that. If you're interested, check them out. But I just did checklists because sometimes what I've noticed is that I get really overwhelmed with what's happening in my weekly view, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to like write something out and really just hash it out. I don't want it to be pretty or cute or anything. I just need to like write some extra, again, notes from a meeting or a checklist of stuff I've got to get done that day that doesn't fit in my weekly. So this is a great area to put that kind of stuff in, especially if I don't have my daily handy and really available to me. So it's a great place to just jot in some things. I think I got maybe 2 of these. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, so just 2 of those pages at the end of every month. What that gives me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, well, yeah, because math, so 16 lists at the end of every single month. And so that just works out perfect for me. And I am really, really looking forward to using this book. And oh, while I was here, I also wanted to show you guys, here's how I finished filling out my June highlights. So here's just a snapshot. I couldn't finish it on camera last time when I filmed this earlier last week. And here's how I filled out June. I decided to go with meal planning, resume the laundry, get back to weekly videos. And then I've got some don't forget to reach out to my family members and just check on them and see how they're doing. Here are some important events going on in June, and then a couple projects I want to work on, followed by habits. Meal planning is over here, so I've got the first week. I'll put in the rest of the weeks of the month as I continue to meal plan. But that is pretty much it for setting up my planner. This is my new, again, Plum Paper Planner. This is an hourly in the 7x9 size. So thank you so much for joining, especially if you're still here all the way to the end. I totally appreciate you hanging out with me today while I set up my new planner. Hope you're having a great week, and we will chat soon. Bye, guys.